Pamela Silvestri, and we're going to be making onion soup today. It's a perfect winter dish. It's a combination of a few different recipes. One is from Julia Child's cookbooks, another is from Joy of Cooking, and also we have some of our own recipes. We have Spanish onions. You can also use Vidalia onions. Those are the two best onions to use for the recipe. One thing that is very necessary is probably to make your own beef stock if you have the time, which requires about a good 8 or 9 hours. But you can always take one quick step on that and use either bouillon cubes, or you can use a beef stock from a can. But in the meantime, we're going to slice the onions of about maybe a ½ an inch thick. Don't slice them too thin or else they'll turn into little spaghetti strands or they'll just melt. And you want a decent sized onion, and you want to slice the onions into rings. We need about 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. The reason why we mix the butter and oil is so that the butter doesn't scorch. We're going to take our onions, got a few skins in there. Oops. Right now I have it over a high flame, and we're going to put some salt, and brown sugar, our brown sugar is a little hard, but mix that up. This needs more time, probably about 7 more minutes. And then we'll have some nice onions that are ready for some brandy on them. I'm going to give the onions a little bit of a stir. They're almost done cooking. And I'm stirring them up so that they separate into little rings, and I'll make them cook a little more evenly. And we don't want to scorch them on the bottom, so every 5 minutes or so you have to give them a little stir. Okay, we're almost done cooking our onions, and we're going to add a little bit of brandy. I'm using a particular brand, which is a Blansac, which is sort of a generic brand of brandy. Some people put a little cognac in here at this point. Give it a little stir, make sure the onion rings are separated, and then we're going to leave it here for about 30 minutes. And you're going to turn down the flame a little bit. Okay, it's about a ½ an hour later, and our onions are nicely caramelized. And we're going to add beef stock, and we're going to add our booze to this. This is about roughly 3 quarts of beef stock that we're going to be adding. We're going to put the lid on it, and it is going to cook for about an hour. It's very fragrant. This is a perfect winter soup. We're going to add brandy, about 1/4 cup. And this is an 8-ounce ladle. Adding some vermouth. We're going to cover it, cook the heck out of it for an hour. Okay, our onion soup is done. It's about an hour later, and there's a beautiful sheen on the top. Just some of the oil and the liquor all kind of melded together. And what we're going to do is we're going to ladle the onion soup into a crock. Get a lot of those onions in there. And again, remember, we didn't cut the onions too thin. They shrank quite a bit. I don't know if you can see that, but they shrank quite a bit during the whole cooking process. We're gonna fill it, not quite to the top. We're gonna float a few bread slices on there. We're going to put Gruyere cheese on the top of the bread and the onion soup. And we got it sliced kind of thickly. It's about 1/16 of an inch thick. And I got it thick sliced. I got it at Pesto's. It's one of the only places I know that has this, or aside from a gourmet deli section in a supermarket. I have 2 pieces of cheese. I'm going to put it crisscross over the crock. You could add a sprinkle of paprika on top. I'm not going to today. And you're going to put it in the oven, and we're going to broil it until the cheese melts. There we go. Alrighty, we have our onion soup. We did put a little paprika on it, and what that did, it browned it up. I personally like the edges burnt, and so I made sure that it was nice and crispy. And we have our perfect onion soup.